Geeta Dutt was born Geeta Ghosh Roy Chowdhury on November 23 in 1930 into a wealthy zamindar family in Faridpur district in East Bengal, now Bangladesh. In 1942, when she was 12, her parents shifted to Mumbai. Hirendranath Nandi was the music teacher who provided the only formal training in singing that Geeta Roy ever received as a child. She did not have a base in classical music. One day in the family's modest flat at Dadar, music director Hanuman Prasad heard her singing casually.
He gave her 2 lines to sing in the film Bhakt Prahlad, released in 1946. Her rendering of those 2 lines stood out and astonished everybody in the recording studio, and Geeta went on to do almost 10 films that year, including Neecha Nagar, scored by Pandit Ravi Shankar. In 1947, S.D. Burman heard singing the haunting notes of Mera Sundar Sapna Beet Gaya and Yaad Karoge in the film Do Bhai.
Geeta Roy was whiff of a fresh air for lyricists and composers during the time when singing stars like Kanan Devi, Khurshid and Noor Jahan had departed from the scene, and playback singers like Raj Kumari, Zohrabai Ambalewali, Amirbai Karnatki and Shamshad Begum ruled the film world.
Geeta Dutt's musical training was perhaps the sketchiest of the Mangeshkar sisters or Shamshad Begum, but what she lacked in training and technique, she made up with her ability to breathe life and emotion into any song she was singing.
In fact, 1947 to 1949 saw Geeta Roy rule as the #1 playback singer in the Mumbai film industry. However, 4 films released in 1949, Barsat, Andas, Dulari and Mahal, brought Lata to the front.
Only 2 singers managed to survive the Lata onslaught in the 1950s, Shamshad Begum and Geeta Roy.
Initially, Geeta stuck to devotional songs like the Meera Bhajans in Jogan, released in 1950, or the typical sad songs. But 1951 saw the release of Guru Dutt's Bazi. The jazzy musical score of the film by S.D. Burman gave a scintillating makeover to Geeta's singing.
The sex appeal in her voice and the ease with which she sang Western was striking. While every song in the film was a raging hit, but Tadbir Se Bigadi Hui Takdeer stood out, and in the 1950s for a club dance or a seductive song, the first choice was Geeta Dutt.
During the recording of the song Tadbir Se Bigadi Hui Takdeer, Geeta met the upcoming director of the film, Guru Dutt. They married on the 26th of May 1953. Geeta would go on to sing some of her best songs in Guru Dutt's films along with her outside assignments as well. This, however, was resented by her extremely insecure husband, who only wanted his wife to sing for his production house. It was, however, a stormy marriage as the couple fought and made up repeatedly.
Bazi was a game changer for her, and now music directors like O.P. Nair, Madan Mohan, and Ravi began choosing her for upbeat songs.
The 17 odd years of association between Geeta Dutt and S.D. Burman gave about 70 songs, and this collaboration still remains a mesmeric experience to listeners for sheer melodic range. O.P. Nair developed the freewheeling side of Geeta, who could belt out any number: soft, sultry, happy, snappy, romantic, teasing or tragic. And it was O.P. who got Geeta to stop being overtly emotional in sad songs. Hemanta Mukherjee was another music director who, besotted by Geeta's voice, composed some brilliant songs for her in 6 films, Sahib Bibi or Gulam, 1962, being the crown jewel.
Special mention must also be made of her association with composers Chitragupt, Bulosi Rani, Hansraj Bahal, Husnlal Bhagatram. By 1957, Geeta Dutt's marriage was on the rocks, with Guru Dutt allegedly falling for his new leading lady, Wahida Rehman. To mollify Geeta, Guru Dutt launched a Bengali film, Gauri, in 1957, with her in the lead as a singing star, and it was to be India's first film in CinemaScope, but sadly, the film was shelved after just a few days of shooting. This was the time when music directors whispered about her not being easily available for either rehearsals or recordings. In 1957, Burmanda, after a spat with Lata Mangeshkar, despite wanting Geeta as his main singer rather than the upcoming Asha Bhosle, chose Asha due to Geeta's troubled marriage and alcohol abuse.
In a downward spiral, Geeta was now reduced to sing for supporting actresses and to make things worse, took to heavy drinking. On October 10, 1964, Guru Dutt passed away. Geeta, a broken woman, suffered a nervous breakdown and found herself in a financial mess. She tried to resume singing again, cutting discs at Durga Puja and giving stage shows. She even did a Bengali film, Badhu Bharan, released in 1967, as the heroine. But now she was drinking herself to a point of no return and finally succumbed to cirrhosis of the liver on the 20th of July 1972 at the age of 42. Geeta and Guru Dutt had 3 children: Tarun, born 1954, Arun, born 1956, and Neena Dutt, born 1962. Tarun Dutt apparently took his own life in 1985. Arun Dutt died of multiple organ failure and cardiac arrest due to prolonged and intense intake of alcohol in 2014. Both the sons dabbled with filmmaking, whereas the sole survivor of the illustrious family, Neena Dutt Menon, has taken to singing like her late mother.
What was Geeta Dutt if given a mic to sing? The songs of Anubhav, released in 1971, some months before her death, like Meri Jaan Mujhe Jaan Na Kaho, Koi Chupke Se Aake and Mera Dil Jo Mera Hota, represent some of the finest work that Geeta Dutt ever did. To quote Raju Bharathan, well-known music critic, "In training and technique Lata was way ahead, but neither training nor technique was of much use when pitted against Geeta in the recording room. This put Lata on the defensive, and I think she avoided singing with Geeta as far as possible." I vaguely remember Lata acknowledging this fact when Geeta died on July 20, 1972.